Today, let us take some time to look at nuclear power production in the world and why some of the developed countries are phasing out nuclear power. So we are focusing on Germany as an example, then we shall look at what is going on in Kenya. So Germany, a country in Europe, has today closed 3 of their remaining nuclear power stations. They crossed them down. So they have been crossing them down all along, but now they crossed down the three last nuclear power stations. They crossed the stations, which marks the end of an era which lasted for over 60 years. Nuclear power is not green or sustainable either. We shall know why and how. Today on April 15th, 2023, the 3 nuclear power plants were shut down in Germany. The government is now focusing on building solar and wind energy plants. Now, Germany must find a way of dealing with radioactive waste, which can remain dangerous for hundreds of thousands of years. They have to find storage location for the waste for 1 million years. They will find a repository, fill it with waste and seal it. That will take almost 100 years to achieve. So the map you are seeing here, the red dots are some of the nuclear power plants which have been shut down, and the blue one, like Emsland, is one of those nuclear power plants which were shut down today forever. So for them, they have crossed that chapter. While they are crossing that chapter of nuclear power production, Kenya is opening a new chapter. In fact, in Kenya, we even have the Nuclear Power and Energy Agency through Energy Act, which was created, of course, through the Energy Act of 2019. Kenya aims to have its nuclear power plant by 2038. So while developing countries are shutting down their own nuclear power plants, Kenya is aspiring to establish their nuclear power plant by 2038. And this power plant is estimated to cost $5 billion US dollars, and it will be built in Tana River. So if you are keen and you are somebody who listens to the news or reads government policy documents, for example, the national budget or the another documents, you already know that the national government allocates money to this agency, which is called the Nuclear Power and Energy Agency. So they allocate money. The agency is led by the CEO, Engineer Collins Juma, and I wonder why we are focusing on nuclear energy instead of focusing more on renewable energy such as wind power and solar power. Nuclear energy or nuclear power is not green energy because the mining, milling, and enrichment of uranium to nuclear fuel results in the emission of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. Secondly, the nuclear power plants can produce a lot of radiations because those nuclear reactors use a lot of that's the third reason. Nuclear reactors use a lot of water for cooling. So the water is released as hot water, which can affect the marine ecosystem. Finally, when we are in war, for example, God forbid if we get into war, the enemy will always focus on those nuclear power stations. Because we have seen this happen even in Ukraine, where there is an ongoing war. Russia has been targeting some of the nuclear power stations in Ukraine. So that is how things go. So up to this point, if you are new here, please subscribe to Curiosity.